how to make the perfect sourdough loaf. So you're going to want to start with 150 grams of sourdough starter, and then you're going to add in 350 grams of water. I did lukewarm water. I've just personally found that better. And then you're going to mix it until it's frothy. And then once it's mixed, I added 500 grams of flour. I did try to keep my measurements to be exact. And then I added 8 grams of salt. I don't like to knead it with my hands, so I just mixed it with a spatula for a little bit, and then I just got my hands wet, and then I just kneaded it until it needed to be a little bit shaggy, just because the spatula can't do it up to that point. And then you're going to cover it and let it rest for 1 hour, and then you're going to do stretch and folds, and you're going to turn the bowl a quarter ways through and do this all the way around. So it's about 4 times, and then you're going to cover it back up with the towel and get back into it after you let it set for 30 to 40 minutes. And again, you're going to do this 4 times. So it's going to be about 2 hours of your pull and stretches. Once you finish that, you're going to let it set for 4 to 6 hours, and it should look a little bit shaky like mine did. And then I'm going to let it fall naturally out of the bowl onto a lightly floured surface, and then shape it into this rectangle. And then you're going to want to fold it over 3 times and form into a little ball. This is where you're going to start doing your rolls, and I did like the candy cane roll, and as you can see, I had almost a little tear, so I stopped, and then I just put a wet towel over it. My oven preheated to 450 degrees. I lightly dusted it in flour so I could do my scoring. I put my dough on the parchment paper so it's just easier to transfer after. So then I drop it into my Dutch oven, which was preheating in the oven while I was doing all of that, and I put the lid on and let it bake at 450 for 25 minutes. Take the lid off and let it cook for the remaining 25 minutes, and it should look like this. And I also did not put it in the fridge. I just let it rest on the counter for those 4 to 6 hours. I will tag the original recipe in the comments, and good luck baking.